Hi folks, we're jumping into a World Cup game between Slovenia and Norway. It's 1-1 in this matchup at the moment, and this is going to be Baratheon for Norway and Martell for Slovenia. And as you can see, it's just starting, so don't actually have time to check the decks. I will open them for myself anyway, just so that I can follow along. And we have what? We have Hollow Hill here, and we have Gendry with no weapons at the moment. He's always turned on, of course, in Brotherhood. And we have a couple of knights and economy on the other side, and of course a draw 3, which will almost always be active. There's two former champions on the other side, I think, and Imri. But realistically, the knights deck will always be turned on, and okay. Tormund and Gendry together, that's not a good sign. Let's not have another Chad and Azor High Reborn or something like that. I guess there's no gold this round. Yeah, but immediately going for Intimidate. And that gives him free renown from Gendry, right? So that's not great. Although, Galtown, nice. That turns on to the spears a little bit earlier. You could swarm a little bit here as Martell, and then go forced march and hit everything. Although it's a little bit dodgy now, right? 3 characters with military icons on both sides. Well, Dragon helps a little bit, but wonder what the rest of the hand is like. So Tormund has insight. Can only do one challenge right now. So grab one card. Wonder if Sonya will try to deny that particular 5 strength and a 4 strength on the other two challenges. I guess can't really do it. She can just oppose. Or leave them both and then have a military icon to do a challenge back and reduce the board a little bit. Then you'd only need to kneel 2 characters for forced march to kneel both Gendry and Tormund, I guess. Well, or you could, fully defend. That stops Gendry from getting his renown, and now Tormund can do power, which there's no claim, so he'll just get unopposed and renown and the insight. And Sonya wins dominance. what's the situation? Nightmares on Torment. Okay, so no dominance. He's not going to get a tail token from this. But other than that, this doesn't seem like a super important play. If Tormund did the challenge first, of course, to lose Intimidate, that would be more crucial. Gendry can always give Tormund Renown anyway, right? But not the strength boost. I mean, Gendry gives him the strength boost, but he's not going to get the tail token for what that's worth. Are we forgetting Hollow Hill? No. So the initiative battle is a little bit in Baratheon's favor, except for Forced March. And there's a tourney as well. But I think Baratheon does Baratheon have double Maiden here? Yeah, has to play them both though, to then win with City Besieged against anything. And yeah, Econ not that great and no dedicated. Oh, well, actually there is Late Summer Feast, so I mean you could trade all the military icons here with a Forced March. Or you keep it for later. Well, she goes for it. It's going first. Of course, she has additional information here because she checked the hand with Ghost, so if there's nothing great, there is at least Angui now, of course. It was found with the Hollow Hill. Okay, and she's nailed the reducer, so keeps 1 gold. Some chance that there's another Nightmares there, maybe. So generally... Ooh, actually this guy is now here. Cletus. I forgot about him, so he helps the initiative battle. Generally in testing, I think Dohaeris was slightly better here for Martell. Lots of little chuds, whereas Baratheon needs to take characters like Tormund through it. Although at the moment it would be just Tormund, Angui and Ghost, for instance, which is more than fine. So no stand, presumably. There is Sin in Flames, which could suck. Although first action window you could play to the spears if you have it, although usually you'd want that on a turnaround. Well, she plays it and now goes triggers. Well, that was the card, so I wonder what it's looking for. Nightmares, maybe. This card's Angui, who actually is not a knight. Yeah, slightly problematic that... Oof, and this as well. This guy can basically defend military without kneeling, then do 2 challenges back if you want to kneel your character. So to the spears gives you 1 free challenge, military with both, I guess. And then we'll see. Probably can claim the dupe, no? And if Knights Knights of the Sun does power, it will probably be unopposed, but Sonia might also just defend. Does she want a Desert Raider in the dead pile? Not entirely sure, but here we go. Well, it's some power gain, but long way from being able to win with tourney, especially since the spears is never likely to be played again at this point with that scene in flames. Would have got it, I think. And why not military? Doesn't want to kill Desert Raider, perhaps. And Antti doesn't forget any Hollow Hill triggers, unfortunately. Searches for Melisandre. I can't really play Late Summer Feast because that invites to Harris. I have to play your other plots, I think. Okay, what do we have? City Besieged we have. Not such a great position for it. The Harris, there's the Smith duel, which will do nothing. I don't know. Maybe Late Summer Feast and just plays the Harris, and Sonia plays Summer Harvest into that, so just maybe gambling on a Late Summer Feast there. But it will be the Harris first, then repopulate. Well, Sonia still winning the gold battle. And she'll have equal cards in hand. But what's happening on the board? I guess Gendry is going. And now she can spam a little bit if she can with this gold. It's not great, but she can spam a little bit with the Harris gone and try to get a tourney. Round Ghost is gone. I mean, the power gain for Baratheon not so quick. There's gold basically just for Melisandre, so Baratheon's not going to rush to victory, so if you can just play out as much stuff as possible here. Come on, is there another character? Well, there's more econ, and you do get to draw 3 always, so don't forget the Hollow Hill trigger. I guess if Bara is triggering it, then you remember your own, right? Now Melisandre needs to kneel Darkstar probably. Yeah, it's not great, especially with the Melisandre kneel now happening every round, and if you do Harris now, of course you're not achieving much, because it's just the same board without Melisandre again. So you have to now pretty much, as Martell I think, play out everything you draw and hope that the tourney is fast enough. See what the last plots are. There's Duheris and Forgotten Plans. So if you're not within reach of the tourney win, I guess you have to play Forgotten Plans first. Which will also not hit any... well, it could hit Late Summer Fist, which honestly sucks. One saving grace is that there's not that much econ, so I guess Bara is going to have to play Late Summer Fist. Well, spending some icons to do this. And now can anything realistically be achieved? I don't think so. If Knights of the Sun attack here, then Tormund will defend, right? Then Angui has 2 challenges. Yeah. Not so great. And can't attack into Angui unless the Destroyer is already in the death pile. Will Antti play around him again? Avoid killing him, which means not do a power challenge, not do a military with Angui. He has inset on him, so it's quite a sacrifice. Now he plays the intrigue challenge. Well, now we have Hollow Hill and draw 3, right? In the marshalling phase. So this is a good character to have. It's a knight for tourney. And this time he does it. So that the trader is probably now going in the death pile to mess with icons. There he is. Well, comes back straight away even though everything is nailed, just to win dominance. Yeah, I'm not liking this. We're not close enough to tourney. That's the problem. Servar Sigan can play around him a little bit, I think, as Baratheon with Intimidate. We're not close enough with tourney, and Melisandre is now there for sure. There is a Relor Chad every round to Neil Darkstar, I think. Yeah, there it is. So unless you do Harris and get her off the board. Well, that's not a good sign. That means the hand is pretty good if these 3 are discarded for reserve. Well, goes tourney anyway. Can she bring in three of these, for instance, and play play to the spears in the first action window? This is a slight misplay, I think, to kneel Hollow Hill. You can kneel that later. If there's a King's Road coming in, you would prefer to kneel that, I think. Now there's no more attachments. Ooh, secret schemes. Well, intimidate on this guy. That makes it slightly more tricky for Melisandre to make a good choice. Interesting. Yeah, it's not enough to just win the game here, unfortunately. And if there is a to the spears, that's gone now anyway. Yeah, not a fan of Red Priest coming back and messing with my decks either, but fun to play him. Well, I guess there's no huge threat. Takes Vardis, either that or there's two copies of to the spears. Or they do stack if you somehow had a Tricon or something. When I say stack, I mean you can play one after the other, right? Okay, we can't win this in this round. Can try desperately not to lose and see what Duharis brings. Problem is that Martell will get another card with Hollow Hill, and I mean Baratheon will and Martell will not. And then you can play late Summer Fist. Ango is already taking renown. Well, do we then just do military and try to get him with intimidate? Would take a lot of investment, right? Yeah. Think if everyone defends, it's enough. And Ango defends standing, so it's completely fine, I think. Doesn't bother. Could have put everything into this challenge, I think, and done alright. Yes, Stormund. Well, he has Renown, but he has it on two challenges. He also has Intimidate. Yeah. Next round will be at his biggest. If there is a next round, there should be now. Although 3 unopposed power claim and 2 renown for Martell and dominance, I mean, it's getting close. I think Sonia really needed to defend here. This is okay. This one, now that Melisandre is nailed somehow, I guess this is a challenge that will take one power away, or Neil Angui on the other side. So down to 6 we go. It's going to be 13-8, I think, if I calculate correctly. Yeah, here's where that forced march would have been okay, I think. Checks his own hand, trying to draw something better. But yeah, with Hollow Hill, honestly, should be able to get something post to Harris if you think that's potentially a problem. Although he gets to keep all the power and still 3 strong characters here. Ah, and another Red Priest, well. What can you do? Doesn't go late Summer Feast though, so it's just that one Red Priest that can be played now. Sonia wins initiative, so she will go first and I assume keep the House Day Knight. And now unless you keep Melisandre, he will be there standing. And if you do keep Melisandre, then still making a choice between him and Darkstar. Is it worth losing Tormund at this point if you are Baratheon? I think so. Okay, Darkstar actually is not surviving this to Harris. Ah, doesn't keep Melisandre. Well, we need a miracle to survive this 2-claimer basically. How about we get an Anders as well? Then just try to really intimidate. Okay. Well, that's my wish granted. What's coming? The Red Priest? Hopefully not the King's Road and Melisandre. Probably dupes don't matter as much at this point. Could also just keep the hand for some nightmares or something. And Sonia is losing the renown after this round. The renown on the Knights of the Sun, I mean, and the huge strength boost, because the plots are going down, not to 0. She has Garton as well, so with one behest she can refill pretty soon, but let's be honest, game's not lasting that long. Yeah, I think that's a nightmares for Anders there, right? Otherwise there's no reason not to just play Red Priest. Can we get to the spears, please? Yeah, I was afraid of that, so now there's no double intimidate. That makes it super difficult. And yeah, the dupe just means that Vardis doesn't matter either, although you can play around him, honestly. Just has the one icon. Yeah, everything that has power on it has printed renown anyway, so Attorney basically did nothing. Nothing is in play now that gained any kind of power, so if Attorney was revealed now... Is he a knight? No. Yeah, it's not close enough, even with Attorney revealed now, to make any kind of huge difference, I don't think. Just getting one renown on this guy. Well, if Sonia passes, it's over. I think it's over anyway. You'd have to win power and defend as well. I think with Intimidate on Andres, there was some kind of possibility. Although, yeah, then if you intimidate these two, look at the intrigue icons, right? There's a free one here if you don't deal with it, and then the infiltrator can just trigger in dominance. Okay. So, last time Antti didn't fully defend when he could. He can again if he triggers Stormont and defends with everything. But doesn't trust that there's no surprises in the deck. Goes for Tormund again. This time defense. And that should be it. So we're going to be 2-1 down against Norway. A tough job to turn this one around. There's still tough matches to come, and we need to basically win 4 of the last 5 games. Tough one. I don't think we'll be able to do that, but if we fight really hard, maybe a draw is a possibility. Then anything can still happen in the final of this Swiss stage. So, thank you for watching this one, and we'll see you in other games. I think actually there's one more coming up shortly.